Well, we were the first Appalachian Center in the country, and we're named for Loyal Jones because he was one of the founders of the Appalachian Studies movement. And our goal here is just to educate people about the region, to show the region as a complex place. We don't romanticize it or vilify it, we just talk about it in complex ways.
Well, what we do is we orient Berea and the world to Appalachia. And in doing so, that means doing a lot of programming where we bring in musicians, we bring in literary speakers, we bring in speakers about religion, but we also help people do some deep thinking too in that process. We have a gallery where we get visitors from all over the world coming in, and that gallery is where they stop and they kind of shake out their heads and they see what's going on in their heads around Appalachia.
Here at the Loyal Jones Appalachian Center, we are here on campus to provide a center for our students, to serve our students from Appalachia in terms of research, advice, celebration of cultures. We host many events here, both for the campus community and for the community at large. We have musicians from throughout the region and beyond coming in, writers, scholars, and so really it is one of the main hubs of campus in which Appalachian culture is studied and celebrated.
Since 1970, the Appalachian Center at Berea College has served as a hub of study and preservation for the rich culture of this region.
And so I think it's important to study Appalachia to get beyond the stereotypes and the images, the incorrect images that are out there about the region. And so I think it's important to study this region and to show it to students, to readers, to people in the community as a complex, complicated place that is neither romanticized as a perfect place or vilified as a completely negative place.
So we would have everybody coming in here from best-selling novelists to filmmakers who are premiering their films about the region, to farmers talking about different ways to farm, people coming in to talk about how to can, basket making, every facet of Appalachian life from the far past to the very modern, sustainability issues, oral history, just a little bit of everything. Our whole goal is to preserve the culture and to keep the culture alive, to keep it progressing.
Students are also very involved in the work of the Appalachian Center.
We're putting out some Tommy toes out in our little garden, and I'm working on a little display that talks about planting by the signs and like planting by the moon and the Farmer's Almanac. So I do a lot of research with that and using like a lot of the Foxfire and the resources that we have here in Faber Library. But we also do a lot of event coordinating. This past weekend we had the KSEC Spotlight, and that's the Kentucky Student Environmental Coalition, about economic transition in Appalachia. So I do a lot of event coordinating.
Another aspect of the Loyal Jones Appalachian Center is that they foster leadership in the region.
Another thing that we do here in the Appalachian Center is we help guide Berea in its commitment to serve Appalachia. And so this means that we organize places like the Brushy Fork Institute, which works with citizen leadership empowerment throughout eastern Kentucky and the Appalachian Mountains, or with Grow Appalachia, which is one of the largest gardening programs in the nation that works directly with families to help grow their own food throughout the region. Another thing we do a lot here, it doesn't end, we also help bring students to Appalachia. So we have students coming in and working with us to go out on various tours, to go do research that they're engaging in, to go undertake visits to places like the Pine Mountain Settlement School.
The diversity found in Appalachia is another focus of the center.
There are many Appalachias, is what a lot of people don't realize, that Appalachia is a diverse place in that there are many ways of being, there are many ways of talking. there are many different kinds of ways of life here. You know, there are even different foodways within the region. So it's, while we are a real particular region and we have our own way of life, within that own way of life, there are many different cultures as well. You know, where I grew up in southeastern Kentucky is really different in a lot of ways from western North Carolina, even though they're both Appalachia.
The center also houses an amazing collection of Appalachian artifacts.
And our artifact collection is 6,000 artifacts from all over Appalachia that we use for primarily through teaching. And so we're very interested in the material life of culture throughout Appalachia. And this includes everywhere from what people were buying in the stores to what people were using to harvest flaxseed. And as a result, we keep these materials and we think of them as what we call primary research artifacts. And that means it's one thing if you read about what somebody says about it, it's another thing to hold that hammer in your hands.
For more information on the Lowell Jones Appalachian Center at Berea College, check out their website at www.berea.edu/Appalachian-Center.
We also have a listserv about the events that we're having. And we are working right now to make sure the events that we have here are going to be available to people on the internet too. And so if people are interested in that, they can contact us at Appalachian Center at berea.edu.
Frontier Nursing University is committed to better care for women and families. Our nurse midwife and nurse practitioner programs rank among the top in the nation, and our graduates are passionate leaders who serve rural and underserved communities around the world. Frontier.edu.